everyone. Let me slide this back in, which I can easily do because I have a lot of gel on it. I got trimmers. Good. Couldn't do that at all before. I'll let air go on this end. Can you guys hear me? Oh yeah, I'm not muted. Thank you, everyone. It's not for pity, you guys. It's not. I just, so first of all, well, I'll have to put your tape. I don't use it at all. At all. There's still a little bit of dried blood on these nails because I don't want to get this thing at all. So the splint is gone because the fracture, see the top line right there? The fracture is right above the very top line on the tip, on this side. My hair's a mess. I put a little bit of makeup on so I wouldn't be quite so pale. Yeah, it hurt like a... This isn't a nice thing to say, but I'm going to say it. It hurt like a motherfucker. Jesus. Hi, everyone. Is everyone... I was looking at names while I was letting the music... Is the music still going? I bet it is. Let me turn it off. Okay. Let me make sure it's off. No? Okay, it's off now. Is the music off, you guys? On a scale of 1 to 10, the day it happened, was no 10. It's a 15 or a 20 or 1,000, whatever it could be. Because we have a lot of nerve endings, right, on our finger. But boy, you guys, it's so much better. Today's the 4th day. It happened on the 26th. I don't know if that was a Saturday or a Sunday. I can't remember. But I have tape. This gauze is the non-stickable kind. They sent me home with sticky gauze, which is, I mean, it's okay. But anyway, my stitches were gosh darn stuck in the gauze. And I was taking it off to just rinse it because the paperwork, I got like 10 sheets of paper. It said 24 to 48 hours, right? Anyway, I couldn't get it off. It was bleeding a little bit more because it was stuck. I was crying. I was in pain. I called 911. I had to. And they came and they poured a solution on it. And they got it off. But, yeah, it's a crazy experience. My daughter and my son, who feels sickened by the whole thing, thinks it's going to happen to him, thinks bad karma. His dad's mad at him. His dad's like, well, I think Joe's been watching these lately, but he's saying things like, you hurt Megan. Megan's bleeding. I love Megan. Like, what is that? Third party? Or I don't even. Hi, everyone. I'm not going to even go through and say names. I'm so happy you're all here, though. That's really sweet. all my friends. Yeah. Is the music off now? Can't hear. Is it off now? Will someone let me know if the music's off? It should be off. It's off. Okay. Um, but literally my son. Okay, this is what this thinking can do to people. He wants to order gloves. So he has gloves. This is a cat scratch, by the way. Where is it? Right here. I got it. Oh, whatever. Anyway, I have a cat scratch. And boots, because he broke his toe once and it was swollen like my finger. Now he hasn't seen it, but the day it happened, I was so traumatized and freaked out, and I wanted him to know how when anger escalates and things happen, I wanted him to see it. And I showed it to him. I didn't put it in his face this close, but it was at least this close. And I said, look. And he did. And he just, you know. And it was going to be a mandatory arrest. I'm not kidding. That's what the cops actually told him. He was very calm. They said that he could talk to him outside on the playground. And he explained the truth. He's got some issues, and he's been going off his meds and is off one of them. And his dad's bad alcoholic, and he doesn't want to go live with him. And I told him, I said, you can go or you can stay. I said, but you guys have gotten physical in the past, pushing each other a little. And even though it was years ago, my ex's drinking is worse, which means, God forbid, if someone pushed someone and they bumped their head and maybe died. I said this before, that's manslaughter. I mean, things, So we've changed some things around here. I'm in a 3-bedroom apartment. We have a long hall. Pretty often we'll yell, hey, do you want this? Hey, do you want that? Half the time I can't freaking hear what they're saying, and I get frustrated. My daughter, I can. My son will just talk. I'm screaming stuff. He'll just talk. I said, from now on, anything you want, anything you need, get up and you come to me and find me. We're not going to have discussions from other rooms. We're not having discussions at doors. Any of it. Hi, Ann. Thank you so much for your is it Cash App or Pay? Cash App. And JB, who I don't know if she's in here right now, Janet, she gave me a PayPal, and I really appreciate it, because on Friday I got to buy litter and kitten chow. They eat adult food too, but I don't know how, you know what I mean, with their teeth still kind of growing. They're 8 months. The kittens are 8 months. I looked back at a couple of my videos, you guys, actually with my son and daughter of when they were just little. And even the one I filmed of them way back, if you guys haven't seen it, where their eyes are still closed and their nails are automatically extended, like they can't even retract yet when they're that little. I look like heck. Good, the bags under my eyes. It's all right. Yeah. They like a little bit of meat, between all of them. They split one. Well, they split it with the older kitties, the mama and the kittens. But what's the really question mark? Maybe this will help Parker with his anger issues, seeing what can happen. Yeah, I mean, everything is yeah. I have cat scratches all over me. My cats jump on me all the time. Music off. Yeah. Thanks, you guys. Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. Mary Jean, Daniel Wicken, Teresa Mills, Ray Jones, rapper. Um, um, I know Kessie was in here. There's Kessie, Stardust, Linda Wilson. Did I already say that? Should you have that unwrapped? Yeah, it's not bleeding anymore, thank God. Now, when I run it under water, which the hand surgeon guy, Dr. Bader, it's Baader. I thought it was batter. Anyway, he said you don't have to clean it for 2 days. And I don't have to scrub. I don't even have to I can just drip some soap on it and run water over the stitches because I keep it clean and dry. I'm usually not able to even slide it out. This is the first day. I tried it today and I went, oh, wow. Because I've been afraid to practically touch it, you guys. Just, I'm used to it now. But before I was like, I've never even cut my finger. They say more accidents happen with knives cutting food, people cutting bagels. Google it or ask Alexa. It should come up. Then eating. I almost cut my finger slicing a lemon once. And then when I needed to cut up an apple the other day, just holding the knife, even though it's just a knife, and it was smallish, I literally laid the apple. It's a small apple because I had to dice it up for the guinea pig, and I went boom down the middle. I didn't have any hand or fingers near anything, and it cut down, and then it cut, fours on each side. I'm doing everything with my right hand. It's weird, you guys. It's like even squeezing the toothpaste out, I have to. We have another tube, but we're finishing up this one. So I'm like this, and I'm taking my elbow and opening some of my med lids. I can't do. Kids you have to push down with your palm and turn. I couldn't even for a while bend these fingers. And this middle one next to it was purple and swollen also, but not bad. And I told the doctor that gave me the stitches, who was this young, curly haired, kind of cute, very, very nice guy. Some doctors are so young. I thought maybe he was like an intern. He's a regular doctor. And I could hear what he was saying next door. The door partitioned off with a lady who is bleeding or something in her urine. And, he's like, are you menstruating right now? She's like, no. And he said, I think you should have this test so we can all hear each other's stuff. Another guy got a perforated eardrum because something hit the inside of his ear at work. He was a Mexican guy. We have quite a few Latino people in this town and stuff, that work really hard here, 2 hours from Seattle. It was damn painful, Linda. It was so freaking painful. And even Dr. Bader said, so what pain med do they have you on? He's like 6'7", this guy in his 50s, he does plastic surgery and what are those boob jobs called? Well, anyway, it's on the card. Oh, breast implants, and hand surgeon, breast implants, and something else. So anyway, and he's older and he's so nonchalant. And anyway, he had to take the scissors. I told him I had tremors anyway, and he cut it off just yesterday. It was trickling blood a little. And then he said, okay, I'm going to leave this up to you to get the rest off. And he left the office. And it took me 3 to 4 minutes to unwrap and get that thing off. And then I was like, I don't like looking at these blacks. The fact they're black, the stitches, gross. I mean, they're not brown, they're not yellow, they're black. They're like in your face. So I'm running it under the water, and I mean, it stung, right? But it was okay. But then when I took cold water and then I took it out, and you guys, it hurt so bad I started bawling right there. And then I was like, oh shit, he's going to come in here. He's looking at different broken bones in other rooms around me. I could hear him talking. Yeah, and I was like, he's going to think I'm a big baby. Here I am. I'm 61 and I'm boo-hooing. So then he wanted to see it. So the side that was still bleeding on more up near the nail, I laid on the paper towel and I just went crying down to whimpering, and I just breathed, and I made sure before I went to the appointment, you guys, yesterday I'd taken my Tylenol and ibuprofen so nothing would hurt. But it was an hour and a half in, and what I've noticed is the Motrin really, really works, just like you people said it would, better than the Tylenol, frankly. But after an hour and a half, that's when it starts doing a little bit of stinging. So when you're messing with it and stuff. But today, because it has they gave me mupirocin, antibacterial cream, plus I have Neosporin here. He told me, the hand surgeon, oh, you don't need any cream. I said, well, I like having it on there so things won't stick. And he goes, well, okay, but you don't need it. And I was just like, well, okay. So I went ahead and put it on last night because it just makes it more, I don't know, having a gel on any kind of cut or something makes it feel better. Now I had a splint for 3 days, or 2.5. He said I didn't need the splint, right? That's why it was so big before. I had the blue splint. And I said, are you sure? And he goes, no, you don't need the splint. You've got the fracture on top. And I said, okay. So it's a lot smaller. This is just loose white tape. Anyway, my wife's doctor's name is Dr. Ithakar. Don't know the spelling, but it's pronounced like car. Oh, God, Mary Jane. My mom crushed half her finger in a wood splitter. It's very traumatic. Because I probably already said this part. I can't remember like what I say when I got a lot on my mind sometimes, but because it was bleeding so bad, to me, I was like, is it going to stop? Am I going to bleed to death? I know it's just a finger, but it was to the bone and all the skin pulled up. So it wasn't like just a deep cut. Do you know what I mean? But then my other worry was freaking out. I was hyperventilating and everything. I thought I might have another stroke just because, I shouldn't. I've been on meds for 3.5 years, but that was scary. But I think I told someone in Messenger, this experience was 10 times scarier than my stroke, because my stroke, I had no symptoms. I breathed fine. Everything was fine. Just things started going numb once I got to the eye doctor appointment and found out. But I didn't have pain. I really didn't. Now, I felt very weak on the third day when they lifted me up with the belt thing and I tried to stand and I fell back. That's the only thing. And he had to walk me down the steps and up. No, All of it was just, and the needle in my finger, you guys. I mean, I said, is this going to be a long sting or a quick one? And I can't even remember what he said, but I put my sleeve of my pajama, I bit down, and even biting down, I was like, felt like I was being tortured. It went on like 8, 9 damn seconds, kid you not. At least 5, because he had to get that lidocaine. Then my whole finger was just numb, and I mean, I couldn't feel anything. Yeah, it felt like he was touching air, not even touching my finger when he was stitching it. I could feel nothing. Now I asked the guy, he wants me back in a week, Dr. Bader. I said, how come I need to come back in a week if it's all doing okay? He goes, for a visit, with a big smile on his face. I'm like, oh, okay. And I asked him, you guys, I said, is it going to hurt when these stitches are pulled out? And he said, no. I said, well, the paperwork says 7 to 14 days. He goes, no, those will be in for a month. Then we'll take them out. And I was glad, I guess. So they have to be in up to a month. And I hope he wasn't lying to me. I hope it doesn't flip and hurt that bad. I mean, I feel like I can handle anything on my finger now. Oh yeah, had a hard time brushing my teeth and wiping when you broke your right hand. Yeah, I mean, even when I broke my thumb right above the fatty part, right there on the bottom on the stupid mechanical bull when I was 19. So drinking age was 18 in Vermont back then in the 80s. I mean, it hurt like hell, and I was clutching it, and I was actually crying when I left the bar. But I went to bed. When I got up in the morning, my whole hand was purple. My mom said, you got to go get that x-ray. And I had a chip in the, right here. Anyway, and I had a cast up to my elbow for either a month or 2 months, probably 1 month. But yeah, Rapper broke his pinky finger before, slammed in the door, Ray Jones said, broke it. Oh, God. Hi, Buttercup, baby. I haven't seen you in here before. She has stitches on the inside and the outer part. Yeah. I got dissolvable down inside and these. Finally made it back in the YouTube streets. Gentle Wind Songs. Hi there. Have you been in my chat before? I think maybe you have. Truth hurts. Just stopping in to see how your finger is. Thank you. I know how badly that hurts. Same thing to your right pointer finger. It was terrible. Yeah, effing nerve endings, you guys. It's weird because, like, I asked the guys, I said to the EMTs, I said, I'm not trying to freak myself out, but I mean, what's the worst thing? Would I have to maybe have surgery? And they said, well, no, we don't know, but if you do, maybe some rods put in there. And I was cringing. So then I'm thinking the worst, but then I'm like, well, no, wait, maybe a big nerve ending didn't get severed or whatever, and then I think the doctor's name, the young guy that stitched it, he said they do it right in the clinic there. I was imagining being put out and having finger surgery. Do you know what I mean? And when I hear these surgery and all these horrific things that happen to other people, that's why I'm so empathetic, like I am. Like Mab going through all his jaw stuff. I mean, what did he say? He had it broke in I don't know how many different places and readjusted because he couldn't breathe. He would have died without that surgery. He had no choice. Mab investigates, you guys. He's a super nice man. His wife is wonderful. If you don't know who he is, look him up. I wish they'd do a live pretty soon. Maybe they got busy. MAB, MAB investigates, for those you guys don't know him. But, I was just like, oh my God. And when I met him up on panel on the other show, he was sticking these sticks in his mouth. He had to stretch it out. He put, and I mean, people go through a lot worse. Oh, God. Cable on the garage door. Yeah, you had to go back weekly. They kept checking to make sure the bone wasn't infected. Good grief. I never thought I could even look. But it's almost like when something like that happens, so you don't freak out all the more. I had to look, and I looked at it. I saw a teeny, teeny little corner of a white bone, and I was just, it was awful. My poor daughter. I mean, she is 20, but the next day was rough around here. We were all on edge. We were all literally like PTSD'd, post-traumatic stress. I'm really not kidding, like mentally. It's, like I said, I've never even had a deep or medium or even a small cut on my finger. Now, I've been through things. I have. When I was 7, I was laying on my belly, and I was going down in Vermont, and we lived in that mansion thing, in the Birkeland mansion. We're going down, it was icy hill, or this part was icy. And I fell off, and it was nothing but pus and crusty mush. I mean, I'm not even scarred. I'm lucky. But when I looked in the mirror, my lips were all swollen up. I could only suck soup and whatever through a straw. I couldn't chew. My lips were. I remember just that. I don't remember being at the doctor. I just remember being home. Anyway, my mom felt I needed to see my face. I didn't want to. And I remember when I looked in the mirror, I looked like a witch. I thought I was just, I don't know if I cried. I can't remember that far back, but I did that. And I got my foot, the bone that sticks on the side, stuck in the spokes of the bike, because my sister was younger and she was in the basket. My dad was pedaling, and I don't know how fast we were going, but my foot got in there, twisted and charred up on the bone part, and I got a scar about this long still to this day, and then my thumb, and I'm trying to think. But I've never had a broken nose, never had a black eye. I've never had a broken arm, never had a broken leg. But I think it was a few months back, I was thinking of sort of things that have happened to me, and there were more than that, and now I just can't think of them. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It does. It feels like a big tug. I was thinking it might, and I'll have to tough it out. If he thinks that I should come back in a month and a half, it needs to heal more. I hope he has me do that. I mean, hi, everybody. Hi, Pirate Chick. Hi. If I missed your name, like in the beginning when I played the song, hi, Amazing Grace. Hi, Tough Love. Yeah. But, when I hold it up like this, it just kind of looks like a cut finger. And that's why I wanted to show it, because this has really been traumatic for me and my kids. I mean, my son is like, the first day and the second day, Shaylin, Mom needs you. and then she'll run out, and I'll be like, no, I'm okay. I got it. If I need help getting this lid off or doing something, I'll let you know. And so he's worrying, right? His anxiety is elevated, which is expected. And he feels really, really bad. But it was an accident. He did not like, I mean, when you're angry and you want someone out of your room, you don't always wait for every little body part to be out if you're really angry and you're not noticing things. And he's got a lot on his mind. But, um, you know, um, all we can do is learn from this. And you know what I did, you guys? I wrote down what I'm grateful for on my calendar when I was in a lot of pain the first night, and it helped. And I'm just going to take it off the wall and read it to you. Oh, God. All right. Okay. Let's see. So this is what I wrote down. Um, I can't button my jeans or zip jeans, so I'm in like leggings. I wear a pair of leggings every day. So when I go to the bathroom, I just, you know what I mean? Um, and I sleep in my bra because it's just easier to. Oh, God. Okay. So, first of all, it wasn't a break, but he did say, Dr. Bader said a fracture is a break. And I said, oh, okay. Or whatever I said, because I said, at least it wasn't broke. It's just a fracture. He kind of corrected me. So, anyway, I wrote only a fracture. I didn't lose my finger because I'm here to say, you guys, if I had screamed bloody murder, he wouldn't have let up on the door a little bit. My scream, I could have been in a damn horror movie, is that kind of scream. That's why I didn't lose my finger. Literally, I'm telling you right now, because when it was in the door, you couldn't see it. Okay. I didn't have to wait that long for the ER. I mean, when my blood pressure got really high, I think it was last year or something, I had to sit with this monitor on my arm, connected to whatever it was connected to for, it could have been 7 hours, but I want to say 5. And it was giving me more anxiety, but every 20 minutes they would come over and check it. I couldn't get into any kind of room. They, like I said, partition off so 6 people can be in a thing. And then I thought, okay, they're going to get me back there, and then I'm going to have to wait an hour and a half. And that didn't happen. So I didn't have to wait long, really, to be seen, which was nice. From when it happened, to when I was seen, was 2 hours. When I got my vitals read and I was wincing and trying to tell him my address, that intake part in a back little room happened at 11, and it was 1 then. So I was in shit. But the thing is, like in the ambulance, because of, they said the adrenaline rush and all of that, it was numb. My whole finger was numb. The pain went from 15 to, like, they asked me my pain level in the ambulance, and I said, honestly, because I can't really feel my finger anymore, it's like a 4.5. And they were like, okay, and that was kind of nice. The other thing I'm grateful for is my free cab home. And that's because my medical does cover that. And if you don't have good medical, if you're on food stamps, you can get a ride home. So that's nice. Um, the PayPal and the Cash App I got from a couple of gals is just like so nice. I'm grateful for that. Um, oh, the fact I got my other appointments done, like my son's chiropractor just a couple weeks prior, like my teeth bonded. But look at this. So I couldn't zip my backpack up. So I went ahead and took my teeth because it was just an initial response. The nice bonding I had done, now I have another little chip. Hey, hey, there. It's the way it goes. And I can have it done again, but it'll cost me probably be hundreds. But the thing is, it's only one tooth right there. It's not there too. That composite's still there. Hi, everybody. Don't put it off. Oh, you're talking the truth. Longer you put, pinch, try not having thumbs. Oh, God, you guys. Hi, everybody. I mean, you know me, I'm such a detailed person. That's why I'm just shooting the shit with you guys, telling you my feelings, telling you what happened. People have asked me, women in Messenger, I have about 85 friends, and they're like, how is Parker doing? People care. I mean, I'm literally was thinking the next day, what if I had slammed a door on my son's finger and he was going through this? I'd be sick. I'd be just sick, or my daughter, or a good friend, you know? Um, but they came for mandatory arrest. Yeah, it was crazy. And that's the other thing. That's what I have here next. Parker not arrested. While I was at the hospital, I didn't have my backpack, a phone, absolutely nothing. I was in my socks, leggings, and a top. And that's it. And it was sprinkling. So my feet were wet. I was feeling cold. I actually asked them 2 hours later if I could have a heated up blanket. I was starting to get really cold. And they got me one, of course. But I didn't know what really went on here at the house, right? And then I got a call from Parker, and the nurse said, "Do you want to speak to Parker?" And I said, "Yes." So I spoke to him on her phone, literally her phone, and she left it with me for like the next 3 hours, and my daughter. And I said, "This is what's happening. This is where I got to go. I'm going to be home right about this time. I'm okay." She's like, "You're not going to have a stroke, are you?" I'm like, "No, no." I said my blood pressure was good. It was good. And it was like, what was it? 99 over 80 something. And that's pretty good. And Parker was like, I feel really, he actually, I mean, he was saying things like, people are going to think I'm a monster, and I just feel so bad, and I shouldn't even be on this earth. And I'm like, no, it was an accident, Parker. I mean, it was built up anger of like 3 days of stuff. Women want to put in the comments that it's all about the bed. No, it isn't. It's the fact his dad wouldn't return any of his calls. It was the fact that his OCD makes him get rid of things and then he wants them back, or he's already brought them down to the dumpster. Um, I mean, he's thrown tables out before. If something gives him a bad vibe when he was younger, stuff like that, like his teenage years, and then he'll need that table later on, right? He's always rearranging his room and this and that, and so things were. I mean, it was weird because the night before on my live, right? I said, I'm just going to keep going with my live. And you could hear him knocking on my daughter's door, asking for that mattress back. Now, that's the other thing. We've all always had beds. He wanted a blow up mattress and he got it, right? A big one. But he felt because it was so big, it was making him cold. I tried to tell him, no, it's probably not that. But anyway, so we gave it to his sister and he got a smaller one. The cats popped that one. What are we going to do? I mean, you can't go down to dumpsters and just get someone's mattress. There could be flipping bed bugs on it or fleas or whatever. And we didn't have $40, $20 to even like go to Goodwill and look. Nothing. Like we have to wait till the first, you know? Um, Hi, Rose Petal. Hi there. Hi, everyone. Um, okay, so, it's like I needed to do it for me, write down what I was grateful for that first night. My meds are free. Now, the Tylenol, in all honesty, I picked up some Tylenol because the kids need it too for a headache now and then. And I thought, we better have some extra. I go to get my Tylenol. I've never even had to pay a copay. Not a buck, nothing. And it's $3 for the Tylenol. The cephalexin, the antibiotic I'm on, that's free, and the Motrin. But it's $3. Guess what? I didn't have $3. And because I'm in pain and I'm being told I need Tylenol, I burst into damn tears right there in front of the pharmacy guy. And he said, don't worry about it. The Motrin is what's really going to work anyway. And I said, all right, I'll just pick it up next week or something. But when you're hurting and things are hard at home and whatever, that the slightest little thing can make you cry, or maybe it doesn't other people, but it does me. Okay, so yeah, the fact that my daughter, is here and can help me and stuff. Um, I want to say this for people that say I'm a bad mother and I should be making her go to college or getting a job right after high school. The reason I didn't is the last 2 years of her high school, she was not homeschooled, but she was on Zoom and stuff. And she busted her ass. She didn't have anyone around her to say, here, this is how you do it. No, you got to do it this way. I told her, you have any questions or something you're not 100% sure of, I probably can help you. She wanted to do it all on her own. And she did. Her junior and senior year. And I am here to tell you, my daughter, her senior year, got all A's, even in math, except one class she got like a C in or something. I mean, I couldn't believe it. Now, she is on an IEP, right? But she did it and she graduated. And I'm so proud of her. And they came here and gave her diploma. And then that happened because of the COVID. Different groups of people had gone, you guys, to China just 3 weeks before. And then COVID was coming down at the high school. And I took my daughter out like that. Okay. I didn't have to go through, oh, if you pass someone in the hall, we were sent all this paperwork. If somebody has COVID and they're passed in the hall or they have them in the classroom, then they all have to be tested. Why is that fair? To me, you keep your child home. Now, none of us knew it'd be 3 years or whatever, and I'm not trying to like judge anyone or anything, but she was here. And And me even being in the hospital during that time, 2020, having my stroke, everyone had masks on, thank God. And I had one on the entire time. But then also, there's better ventilated places, right? You go to the dentist, they don't not all of them have that, not HEPA, but it's HIPAA. I don't know. It's some kind of air circulating thing. But hospitals do, right? But in closed areas, if you're in there with a bunch of people and people are just talking, laughing, eating, sneezing, and COVID's out there, you're going to get it, period. And I'm here to say, and I'm proud of it, me and both of my kids have never had the COVID, and it's been over 3 years. Now, do I sanitize my house down all the time? No, because we didn't have people come over. You know what I mean? And I wore gloves to the store. I still wear surgical gloves. Think of everything you're touching. Yeah, you can go home and sanitize or wash right away, but you can get 10 pair for $3. Why not be safer? So anyway, I didn't mean to go on a tangent about that, but people are like, oh, she's 20, she should be working. Well, she's applied at different stores around here. And her friend is coming back from Idaho and is going to drive her, or Arizona, her girlfriend that she used to know, and she's going to drive her around, and she's going to apply, I guess, in person at some restaurants. But when someone busts their butt like that, they're not around their peers, they're not around their friends, they're a little bit bored, they're worried about graduating, and they do it, especially like if she had gotten all D's and an F, I wouldn't have been mad. I would have been like, she tried her best for her with her circumstances. I'm not one of these parents where you have to get all A's or at least B's or at least a C in everything. Or do you know what I mean? I'm not. And my mom wasn't like that with me. I got B's and a few A's and a C here and there, but I was B average. But that's not the point. So kind of what you're brought up with and what you learn, right, in your life is kind of how you teach your kids sometimes. But I have women, in comments going, oh, you should have her out there and this and that and the other thing. No, she wanted to just stay home and relax for a good year. Now, right, it's been another year, but the C came back, and Parker's issues got worse, and she didn't want to do it then either. She'll find her niche in life. What bothers her the most is that she doesn't know for sure what she wants to do or be in life. But I told her, people go to college and they don't know, and you take classes and then you go, gee, that piques my interest. Do you know what I mean? So people really shouldn't judge, but they do. And then somebody said that I deleted all the negative comments. No, I didn't. Just I finally blocked the 3 women that were kind of in a way harassing me about my household. I have tried so hard bringing my son to all his past appointments before he was 18, and we would ride bikes or we would walk even in the rain. We didn't skip a beat. It wasn't just hopping in a car. I don't drive, you guys. I've had 2 permits in my life, and I didn't feel I had enough time. And I've said this before, but our life is a little different. We ride bikes, we walk, we get a ride if it's far. We save a little. I save a little money for gas, whatever. And they're good kids. My daughter doesn't run off doing drugs or smoking weed or looking for boys or anything. She's not interested in that. She never did that at 11, 12, 13, nothing. She could have been out in this parking lot with other women, girls. Frankly, I didn't allow it. She's not 18. She's not going to be out there at night. And if she wanted a boyfriend as a teenager, she had one for, a little bit, went to a football game, but that fizzled out. But my point is, there are young girls out there that just, do you know what I mean? Their hormones, whatever. I haven't had to go through that. I've been blessed to have good children. And my son's intensity and psychotic kind of things and all that started at 21. He's 28. Now, the OCD and the ADHD and all that, the OCD and the ADHD, he was younger. Okay, 5 with the ADHD, 11 when he got diagnosed with severe OCD because of the cleaning and but the schizoid affective symptoms, like, I've said it a million times, he was 21 and now he's 28. So 7 years of that. Oh, how did Parker get the nurse's number? See, that's a good question. I didn't even ask him. I don't know if he asked Shaylin or what. And that's the other thing. I was afraid maybe they were going to yell at each other and fight and she'd freak out. Look what you did to Mom. Well, I was gone, right? I mean, I just didn't know anything. But I did say this from the hospital. I said, no matter how you two feel about each other right now, I don't want you speaking to one another till I get home. You both go in your separate rooms so nothing escalates, right? Like, you did this and that. And do you know what I mean? And then his anxiety will rise and he'll become defensive. It's not every day. It's not even very often. But when they get into it, yeah, I try to shut it down pretty quick. I let them both vent their little things. And then I say, okay, you made your point. You made your point now. Let's not perpetuate this. Just stop. And then they will. But then another little dig might try to be taken. I'm loosening this. It's starting to sting. So I'm going to end my live pretty soon. Oh, that was you calling me, Parker? All right. The other thing I'm grateful for is how kind the paramedics were. I never thought that I would have to call him the very first night I got back from the hospital, because she taped the thing so darn tight. I knew it would feel better if that first part of that thing was taken off. It was rock hard with blood. It took the fireman person to get out his shears, and he poured alcohol on them because they weren't sterile. He said, do you have alcohol? I mean, the whole thing was just so weird. It took them 5 minutes to cut that thing off around my injured finger. And that was kind of scary too, because like it really hurt back then. And then they got it off. They poured the whatever, right, the solution on it, put the gel around it, and gave me these petroleum jelly, whatever, yellow things to wrap. Isn't that nice? They even left their solution for me. But I'm not going to use it. I don't know if it's supposed to be refrigerated. Maybe it was an accident. But so then I thought, okay, I'm done calling the paramedics. No, the next night, it's literally stuck in my stitches. So I just felt so dumb, but I was so grateful. A different crew came over, 3 different guys. Another fireman, they send the fire truck every time. I know there's a paramedic on it, but what, they don't have enough stuff on the ambulances? I don't understand, but 3 men walked in, different guys. They were really sweet, really nice. They were like, yeah, that looks like that really hurts. And I'm like, it does. I'm bawling. Because it did, like hell. So they poured the stuff, like I said earlier, and they got it out. And then I'm looking at it again. It started pooling blood a little bit. That's kind of scary. When you have stitches, you guys, and it pools blood, like all around the stitches. That's freaking scary. But the day before, it was dripping down my hand in the hospital. It was all red. Ugh, it was awful, you guys. Anyway, who is that?
Do we have a Red Baron pizza?
Yeah, I'll make pizza. That sounds good. Okay. Oh yeah, Ray Jones. It was a mandatory arrest. They told my son that, and they said, "Okay, what happened?" And he said, "Well, I wanted my mom out of my room, and she had banged, or I don't know what he said. I wasn't here, but they didn't arrest him." And they've been here a few other times with in the last 21 years. I would say in the last, I moved in here in 2001. It's 2024. So that's 23 years ago. And I probably had to call the police, due to just really like extreme bad anxiety and years and years ago, he got mad and hit me with a garbage can. It was just a bucket. He tossed it, and I had the teeniest little bruise, and I think he called the police or something. And then he said, "No, we don't need you." And then they came anyway, type deal. So in 23 years, about 4 times. That's not that bad when you're dealing with stuff. But you know what my mom said to me once? Sometimes things have to get worse before they can get better. You know? Oh, Parker's side of the story. Hi, Killer Duck. Well, I'm being honest with literally what happened. He has a big black table, and he would bring it in and set it up and then take it out. And I had it in the living room on the side wall, right? And boom, it's in the hallway again. And I took it and I said, "This is going to be in your room. You keep ordering stuff and then you don't want it. Okay. Our closets are chock full of stuff. There's no room." And I put it in his inside, and I bumped the cymbals on his drum kit. Like I laid it up there and bumped. And that was just like the last, that's, he thinks things are going to break. You can't touch things half the time in his room. Yeah. I've tried to talk to him about, and then he was mad because his dad wouldn't get back for like 3 days, and he wanted a different kind of mattress, even though he had gotten from a friend, um, a good guy friend sent him a big blow up. Then he wanted a smaller one because he was cold. Because he thinks if he gets too cold, he'll get pleurisy. Because this is the thing, anyone tells him symptoms of what people go through, then he equates with, "Oh, that's what I have," or he'll get on the gosh darn internet. He just said today, "The internet's ruined my life. It's made me much more fearful." And I said, "Yeah, it has. It just has, you guys." So that's what happened. Literally, and anyway, I'm leaving. I'm like running out, but he was angry and he body slammed up against the door. That's 161 pounds against my finger. And that's why it was cut. It says laceration on it to the bone, and the skin was even pulled up. That thick. That thick of skin pulled up. was freaking awful. Anyway, that's the truth. Why he was arrested because he slammed the. Why were you insinuating you what? Who I was? Ray, if he wasn't arrested, then why were you just insinuating he was earlier? Asked why he arrested and you said slammed the door in her hand. Maybe you guys are talking about someone else. Yeah, see? ADHD and anger problems as teens, fit, flipped you over, you broke your ankle. Yeah, I bet he felt just sick. You know, look up that guy. Is his name Tyler or Kyle? There's some young kid that is in jail or was in jail and might go to prison for having an altercation while the husband was gone. He had his mental issues. He was living at home. I believe he was 25. It's in the true crime thing. Go to Google and type in it might be in Oklahoma. I can't remember. Just type in woman teacher in her 60s, fatal altercation with her mentally ill son, and it'll probably come up. You know, he's calling his dad from jail. His mom's dead. Now if she had trauma on her head, right, and it was an argument, there were no weapons involved because I read the thing in my People True Crime. He probably pushed her and she fell against something or something. So, that's the thing. I have a cut finger, but I'm alive. There's another thing to be grateful for. I didn't have a stroke. My blood pressure stayed good. Hi, Raider. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Sherry, D. Froggies, Amazing Grace. Other names I haven't said. Buttercup Baby, Killer Duck. Does he leave your room? So you would not leave his room when oh no. When he was getting up towards the door, I was leaving. I mean, I was like leaving. And when I had my face, my whole body was outside the door. My hand just hadn't come out yet. You know what I mean? My hand hadn't come out yet. That's what happened. And that's what I instantly told the cops. I mean, they said what happened and I told them. I wasn't like, oh, don't arrest my son. Don't. Because I know some people need lessons in life and all that. I get all that. But my body outside the door. And they were like, oh, it was an accident. I said, yeah, you would never want to hurt me like this. He hates the sight of blood. Everything scares him. Does he leave your room when asked? Oh, yeah. And that's the other thing. I have a lock on my door. Shaylin has a lock on her door. He used to have a lock on his door, but I can't remember what happened. Something happened to the lock, and then we were going to get another one, and they said locks aren't allowed on the door. And I said, well, we've got 2 locks on our door. And I said, it just makes us more comfortable, And the guy said, okay. But he didn't put a lock back on Parker's door. He has a door stop. If he'd ever use it, he got that. Yeah, it's boundaries. It's boundaries that you have to deal with. Hi, Lisa S. Now, Killer Duck, I don't think she's like judging. I think she's asking questions. She probably thought I was just staying in his room or something. No, I mean, he got off his bed lunging like towards the door, like yelling, get out. Right. And I went out really quick, but I hadn't gotten my hand was out, but not my finger. My finger was still in there. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Just Becca, Nature Sounds. Hi, everyone. Well, I've been babbling along for an hour and 10 minutes. You guys are like family to me. You know, people ask me questions, I answer. That keeps me talking longer too. I know Tina from the day she started. Yeah, I know Killer Duck Australia. Her son is Ghost Devil. I know her from Rebels 2 years ago. Yeah, it's all fine. Um, yeah, that's good, Raider. That I mean, think about the people that get so scared and they're like, "Oh my God, am I going to be arrested?" They try to run out of the damn house or something, and then they're like shot with a stun gun, or not a stun gun, a taser. I mean, stuff happens, and you just got to stay calm and be compliant. All right, you guys be nice to Killer Duck, please. She's from Australia. She's a really nice lady. Everything's good. Everything's fine. So yeah, and there's other things I can be grateful for, but I can't. Oh, today I was bringing a bag of garbage down, and I ran into my friend who I used to see over at AA all the time. She lives here, and I told her what happened, and she was holding a cup. And I said, "Why are you holding a cup?" And she said, "Oh, I'm going over there to get some soup." And I said, "Where?" And there was a parked van thing on the side of the thing. And every Wednesday from like 2:30 to 4:30, this truck or whatever, food truck comes, and they have homemade soup, cheese bread. This is what it was today: crunchy sweet granola and a glass of milk. And that's for all the kids that get off the bus, the parents, anyone that lives here. And so I thought, oh, my daughter likes tomato soup, and I do too. It was like, it was really good. It wasn't canned, it wasn't real tomatoey. It was kind of sweet, a little bit thick, pureed, like pureed minced onion in it. Like you couldn't see it, but you could kind of taste the crunch, but it wasn't hot. I can't explain it. It was really good. And I was going to carry a plate and balance the other one on top. And my friend Viva was like, "No, no, no, Megan, don't do that." Because I was, going to go like this and just walk really slow. And this lady, this young gal, maybe 25, said, "Here, I'll get that for you." And I said, and I let her, I was like, "Wow, really? Thank you." And then she got the other one. She came right into my apartment, didn't mind, didn't care. I said, "Do you live here?" And she said, "No, I'm with," now I can't remember. I think she said Common Threads, but I'm not sure. But this place that I live at, they do little things. Like in June, they're going to have an out of school barbecue thing for the whole families around here. They cook hot dogs, have ice cream sandwiches or whatever, or they'll have a slushy truck come in and you can pick any flavor you want. They've done that. I'm not kidding. I've lived here for years. And then they'll have a raffle, and kids will win, or whoever has the number, the families. And because I've lived here so long and we've won things, we won water bottles and backpacks and different things when the kids were younger. We don't take a number. I mean, I could and then give it away, but I wouldn't know which family to pick. People stand around here. A lot of them are poorer than us, to be honest with you. They have maybe 5 kids. Both of my kids are grown. So we go down, we have a little bag of chips and a hot dog, say hi to some of the neighbors, and then they'll have like once they had the big fire truck in so the littler kids can crawl up in it, and sit in it and all this. And then another time they were giving away, the police department gave away free bike helmets. Like, that's so cool, you guys. And then they'll set up booths or tables anyway of all kinds of different things. Back to school places, the Boys and Girls Club thing that's in town. This town is really a really nice town. It really caters and cares about its citizens. It really does. Um, but anyway, yeah, so every Wednesday, that soup thing, or boat, not boat, truck will be over there. And it's a different soup. Maybe it'll be potato next week. I gave my son my cheese bread and the granola, and he ate that, just so he can be part of things because I knew he wouldn't want the soup. I said, "Do you want to try it?" He said, "No." So that was a blessing today, right? And yeah. Oh, hi, Tattooed Rebel. I showed my finger in the beginning. I don't know how long people have been in here. Hi, according to Leanie. Hi, ladies. Hi, everyone. Okay, don't freak out. I got a lot of gel on it. The stitches are all the way around on the part, but see, I can move it. I can move it. Having tremors doesn't help. The paramedic said sometimes so this one will stay straight with it. They'll wrap around both of them. The other night I did that because I find myself constantly bending like this. Um, but you guys, it's my left hand and I'm right-handed. I'm able to write, pick things up, do lids, but don't use your teeth after you get them bonded, because then you'll get a nice little chip. My second one now. But you know what I'm grateful for? That both teeth didn't chip. That's my fault. I took my teeth to zip up my zipper because before I couldn't even move my hand. Anything hurt. Like, it was horrifying. But I've got all this petroleum jelly. It stopped bleeding. Trust me, you guys, I keep it clean. I don't use it. Let me slide this back in here. I don't use it. I can let air get on it. Uh, thank God. Because when you leave the hospital, right, this is covered up at the end. Remember my first video? I had a big brown and the stint. They wanted to keep it straight, but they know it's only fractured on top. And for Rebel and people that may not know, it got slammed in Parker's bedroom door to the bone, with the skin down there ripped all the way up to the top. Giving birth was less scary and less painful, right? Because you get that gosh darn shot. What's it called? What's that thing called, you guys? Oh, God, whatever. But then you've got women that'll do natural childbirth. You guys are crazy. I'm here to tell you. Thank you. Hi. Well, he said clean it in 2 days. And then the hospital paperwork uh, said clean it twice a day. And I told him that, but that was initially. So nothing gets on this, like nothing. My daughter cleans the litter box. I I don't, like, tomorrow I'll run water on it, squirt soap, and then I'll just squirt the cream on. I don't even have to rub the cream in, just squirt it around and then put it in a fresh one. Because yeah, the biggest thing was infection. And then I was like, oh my God, but, but, but some people will wash dishes and do all kinds of things. No, this is like in the air. I'm just showing you guys. Because trust me, I've been through enough. I'm not going to go through infection. All right. Thank you, froggies. Gnarly, says Leanie. I know, it's just gross. Oh, good. Keep it wrapped up. Well, see, this is the thing. I had to take Motrin every 4 hours, and it said 6. I took it every 4. Now, I told Dr. Bader this, and he said, that's okay. You could take even one more if you want. I said, well, it says follow the med thing to a T. I know you don't want to exceed a certain amount in Tylenol and Motrin or anything, right? But you guys, I just had to. I was like, screw it. I can't wait another even half hour to take the Motrin. So today, on the 4th day, this happened on the 26th, I dare say it's 8:30 here, and it was 2 o'clock when I took Motrin. It's been 6.5 hours, and right now, it still doesn't hurt. That's amazing to me. That's amazing. So now the pain has dissipated to the point where I can surpass 6 hours and go 2.5 more. But so I'll go ahead though and take the medication because you want to take it anyway, even if you don't like, well, it's as needed later on. So maybe I just won't take any Motrin until it starts stinging. Oh, God, Raider. Oh, epidural, froggies. Thank you. Okay, you did? You had, oh, God. Tylenol and Motrin. I didn't take them together the first 2 days, but in all honesty, yesterday I did. Dr. Bader said I could. I don't know. Take it before you feel pain. Yeah, actually, I'll just go ahead and do the Motrin. But you guys, now it's 1 hour and 23 minutes. I told you what I'm grateful for. I'm coming now. I love you. Thanks for coming to PCT is very extreme. I should change it to that. And I'm going to put this up super quick. I have a Cash App and PayPal. Not for pity, nothing like that. If you want to help me in any way, it'd be great. You know, with the kittens, buy a bag of litter, whatever. That'd be really nice. Yeah. So thanks for coming. And I don't know when I'm going to do another one. Hi, Artsy. Hi, Kiki Lily. I don't know, you guys, if I'm going to go live tomorrow. I don't really, I mean, I could, but I just don't know. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow, but yeah. Love you. Thanks. Thanks, everyone. Don't have arguments by doors. Make sure your feet are covered when you're by doors, because this can happen to your toes too. Talk about it with your family so it doesn't happen. If you have issues, anger issues with anyone in the family and there's yelling by doors, yeah, don't do it. Love you.